On the other hand, I don't think that all careers are treated the same. There are some that actually requires a certain level of expertise in a certain field. Hey guys, my name is Glen and welcome to my YouTube channel if it's your first time here. And if it's not, welcome back. In today's episode, I want to talk about a certain discussion that I actually had a few videos ago, and it actually revolves around my dilemma when it comes to what to do after graduation. So to summarize things, for us international students here in Japan, upon graduation we're supposed to pick between two routes, whether it's to continue our postgraduate studies or to actually pursue a career and find a job. So yeah, that decision making process is something that actually took me quite some time to ponder and just to dwell on, and I'm going to share my thoughts on that too in today's video. So you guys can probably guess from the title above that I actually made up my mind. And so what happened is that I actually I sit down and had a talk with my supervisor, a rather short but meaningful discussion nevertheless, on what I want to be doing after graduation. And just like what I assume other supervisors would do as well, he actually persuaded me to actually stay and help out with his research for another few more years. And it took me some time to actually ask around and doing my own research on finding out which option suits me the best. But yeah, I've decided to continue here to pursue my master's degree. So basically this video is me sharing my thought process and just a tiny bit of experience when it comes to facing this sort of dilemma, because I know I am not the first one and certainly would not be the last one to actually face this sort of problem. So for those of you who are currently studying here in a university in Japan or thinking of doing so, I don't know, this is something that you guys probably might face in the near future, and I hope this video can actually help you in any sort of way. Before that disclaimer, I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your life. I'm not even trying to say that my thought process is the way to go, but rather I would want to just share stories and experience, because for me, having more information is gonna do more good than harm. And before heading into today's topic, I just want to point out that there isn't one main factor that actually made me go, oh, I want to continue my studies. It's more of a combination of different factors and reasoning that I've accumulated after asking and doing some researching on my own. So yeah, just want to put it out there as well. So basically the first thing that I focus on when it comes to deciding which path to go is actually my prospect when it comes to employment, because eventually I think we all need to find a job, we all need to pursue a career on our own. And so the question now is whether it's beneficial to actually continue my postgraduate study or to actually find a job first. And of course it depends on the person that you ask, because in some cases it might be better to actually get a head start and start a career, get a job early on, so that the working experience and just all of that. On the other hand, I don't think that all careers are treated the same. There are some that actually requires a certain level of expertise in a certain field if you choose to pursue it in the long term. And yeah, I guess now the problem is how well you know the market for your own field. Because yeah, for me, I wasn't one who would study the economy side of all this, and I never even tried to actually find out the market for engineers here in Japan. So yeah, I guess that's one of the things that I wish I would have done earlier. So after thinking all of this, I decided that it's better for me to actually take some time to actually research on the market when it comes to this kind of thing. in order for me to actually have a career that I can be sure of, instead of just finding a job for the sake of getting a job. And of course, I'm not saying that I would spend 2 years just to research the market and find the best job that I could get. I mean, for me, it's just I would rather take my time to do this sort of research while pursuing my studies, which isn't actually a bad thing in my opinion, especially when it comes to a job that actually relies on high expertise. And also, another big factor that affected my decision when it comes to choosing whether to find a job or to continue my postgraduate study is actually the growth of my online content, because recently I've been trying hard to actually grow my blog, even this YouTube channel and some other website. And I guess I want to have more time to actually develop skills when it comes to doing all of this. And I guess most people will agree that continuing to study actually gives more space and opportunity to grow this sort of thing. And that's another thing that actually prompted me to continuing my postgraduate study instead of choosing to work, because I have asked around and most of them actually replied how much they have lost precious time because they chose a job that they weren't able to put their heart into it. And I think, like, for me, it's a tragic thing to actually choose a career without being sure of whether you want to commit your time and effort into it or not. But not everyone wants to grow a blog or a YouTube channel like I do. So I don't know, just think for yourself, I guess. And another big factor that affected my decision is the fact that I'm actually conducting a research that I'm interested in. When having the opportunity to spend another 2 or 3 years being an expert in that field, I figured that it would be a waste not to take it. And of course, this research is related to the sort of career that I envision in the future. And so that being an expert in a topic that correlates to the career that I want to have. And of course, I want to say that there were other factors that were equally as important, but I decided not to put it here because it would be like a really long video. So probably, I don't know, it could be another video by itself, but for now I'll just leave it here. The advice that I would give my past self is, first, I think we all should try to do a little bit of research on the marketplace when it comes to the career that we want to pursue. Personally, for me, knowing what makes a candidate easily employed in this field would actually save me a lot of time when it comes to making this sort of decision. Of course, there's a cliche thing of knowing what you want to do and finding a job that you can really enjoy instead of settling in one, especially those who are fortunate enough to be able to study abroad and those sort of things. Last but not least, I think the important advice that I would give to my past self and even my current self is to actually ask a lot, just ask about anything that pops in your mind, because for me, people carry a lot of information that they can't bring to their death. So those information might not seem any valuable to some people, but they could be important to you. So just ask around, and some of the questions might be stupid, but for me it's even more stupid not to ask those questions. So ask around and hopefully you get the kind of information that you're looking for. So I guess I'll end this video here. Thank you again guys for listening. I know this is not related to most of the viewers out there, but if you watched up until this point, thank you, and I guess I'll see you guys next week. Bye guys.